Hello, Spider-Man fans! We are finally entering that era once again where we are going to get consistent updates on the next Spider-Man movie. And that's exactly what I'm going to be bringing you here today, because it looks like we just found out who will be the Marvel character to team up with Tom Holland's Spider-Man for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is, of course, not just going to be about my opinion. I need to hear from you, Spider-Man fans, because we're still pretty much in a big web of mystery of what exactly is happening in this movie, and even just this new piece of information, still a curveball, and I'm so lost on what's happening in this film, and that's kind of exciting. So please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and well, let's just jump into it. All right, so the news that we got today is coming to us from Nexus Point News that is actually an extremely reliable source on the internet. I've been following them for a while, and every time they put something out, it ends up becoming true. I've rarely seen them get anything wrong. I'm at the point now where I pretty much take it as fact, and it's only a matter of days before the studio themselves actually confirm it. A lot like the Elden Ring movie. That got confirmed this week, but last week, Nexus Point News was the first to let us know. So the news that they're actually telling us today is that Mark Ruffalo is set to return as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And this isn't looking to be like a cameo or a quick appearance. No, it's said that he has a large role. The article here says exactly. It is currently unknown what role Banner will play in the story, or whether he'll also be portraying his alternate green persona. Nexus Point News can confirm Bruce Banner's appearance will be much larger than a cameo, and Ruffalo will have a substantial role in the film. And well, if they're saying Bruce Banner the Hulk has a substantial role in this movie, well, we got it, ladies and gentlemen. The Hulk is going to be the team-up character for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This has always been a thing with the Spider-Man movies. Ever since Sony and Marvel teamed up to share Spider-Man in the MCU, Sony requires at least one big Marvel character to be in their Spider-Man film. And I gotta be honest with you, at first, when this was a thing, I was kind of excited and thought it was cool, and lately it's just kind of become something that I feel is a burden to a Spider-Man movie. Forcing a sort of mentorship or team-up just, I think, sometimes takes away from Spider-Man, but hey, Sony wants it there because they really want to remind the audience, hey, we're in the MCU too. But okay, it's looking like it's going to be Bruce Banner the Hulk. There's a lot of ways we can look at this. Let's start off with whether we're disappointed. Not gonna lie, there is a part of me that's a little disappointed. I was so hoping for the Daredevil Spider-Man team-up movie. It feels like it was something that was perfectly set up at the end of Daredevil Born Again, where Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, has now outlawed vigilantes in New York, and it would be a perfect excuse for Kingpin to hire a bunch of different villains to go after Daredevil and Spider-Man, trying to lock them away. I feel like the story would have written itself, and we already had a Daredevil set up in No Way Home. Like, dude, that is an easy one to do, but they didn't go with that. Hopefully there will be another sequel where Daredevil can take that spotlight and we can have that Spider-Man Daredevil team up. But on the other side of that, the Hulk and Spider-Man, I don't think that's too crazy of a team up. I think a lot of people growing up back in the day have always wanted Spider-Man and the Hulk to interact. And I think even in the comics, there's a lot of great moments where Spider-Man and the Hulk do interact. In some ways, it feels like a classic pairing, but also ask yourself this. Have Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk ever interacted in any of the MCU movies? Like, think about the Avenger films, the team-up movies, the crossovers. I can't think of one scene where the Hulk and Spider-Man talk to each other. Like in No Way Home, when Spider-Man has the courage to go to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum to ask him for his help, to give him a spell, like there was already a built-in relationship because they had a dynamic in Infinity War where they got to interact and get a little chummy with each other.
Bother you, sir, but...
Please, safe to have the universe together. I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
I'm so curious how they're gonna find a way to naturally make Spider-Man and the Hulk just want to hang out or team up. I got a couple of theories, and so does the internet, so let's run through them. For one, I honestly would not be surprised, because Marvel loves to do these kind of weird things, if Professor Hulk, the smart version of Hulk, actually ends up being a real professor in college, the same college that Peter Parker will attend in Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's a scenario where, you know, I don't hate that. The Hulk has to earn money somehow. He can't just be crime fighting or doing gamma tests on his own. He's got to pay the bills. Why not on his spare time work at a university, either in Smart Hulk form or Bruce Banner form, and teach a class and Peter is one of his students. There could be something with that. And I mean, I always loved the science bro moments between Tony Stark and Bruce Banner in some of the early Avenger movies. I would love to get more bro science moments between Peter Parker and Bruce Banner. Like, that's just a side of Peter I love to see, his geeky nerdy side. And if there are a few sequences where we can get them geeking out like that, I would love to see that, especially if he can help him with his tech now that Peter needs to kind of do that stuff on his own, since he doesn't have Tony Stark's money and big old expensive machines just to make him any suit whenever he wants. And heck, that brings me into another fan theory that a lot of people are bringing up, and you'll probably yourself see the internet spread this image like wildfire. There is a comic panel where in the comics the same thing happens, where Spider-Man has made the world forget his identity, but one of the rare characters that still remembers is Bruce Banner's the Hulk, saying that only Bruce Banner forgot Peter Parker was Spider-Man, but that the Hulk still remembers. And since now that is a thing that has happened in the movies, a spell where everyone has forgotten Peter Parker is Spider-Man, maybe the Hulk still remembers for some reason, just like in the comic, and maybe that kind of dynamic will work well in the movie, where Peter can finally talk to somebody, be like, dude, you remember everybody knew me and I was a big deal, and now I can't tell anybody who I am. I don't know. There could be something there, but I feel like that's stretching it. And just because it happened in the comics doesn't mean I would absolutely love it to happen in the movie. But sure, maybe it's a possibility. The other things people are bringing up is, okay, since we are still thinking this is going to be a street level movie, people want to bring up the street level version of the Hulk, Joe Fixit. Remember, we are hearing that Spider-Man Brand New Day might involve characters like Tombstone, Scorpion, Boomerang. And if you want to kind of fit the Hulk in that, why not bring out one of his personas, Joe Fixit, where the Hulk was a little smaller, gray colored, and he was kind of like this mob boss that ran some underground crime. That's a version of the Hulk that existed out there. I remember I had a Joe Fixit toy when I was a kid, but I'm telling you, I just don't know how you make that make sense. How do you just say, oh, by the way, he's gray now, put on a flashy suit, watch 6 seasons of Sopranos, and, well, this is him now. Enjoy, Peter. I just like, again, because it happened in the comics doesn't mean it's going to perfectly translate into live action. You need some sort of way for that to work. And as of right now, I just don't see how we randomly make the Hulk Joe Fixit. And I mean, that's also been a problem with the Hulk, right? Is we want Savage Hulk back. We want angry, crazy Hulk. And that's honestly the Hulk I would rather see interact with Spider-Man. I don't want to see him talking to Professor Hulk. I don't want to even see Maestro, because I know some people have also brought that up. This post-apocalyptic evil future version of the Hulk, like, no, what are we doing? I've seen some people bring up, since like Mr. Negative is still set to possibly be like one of the main villains of this movie, with his power set and what he's able to do, maybe he'll use that on the Hulk and kind of create this imbalance in the mind and bring out Savage Hulk again. Because there are some other reports not coming from the original source. This is just what other people started adding on after this article came out, is that the Hulk could end up being kind of like a secondary antagonist. And, you know, that does happen sometimes. Think about in Spider-Man No Way Home, where a large part of that movie was Spider-Man fighting Doctor Strange. It's just a thing that happens sometimes in these team-up films, is although they're heroes, it's always fun to see them fight one another and how their powers differ. Maybe Mr. Negative is in the movie, finds a way to bring out Savage Hulk back, which, yes, please, and as Savage Uncontrollable Hulk is, Spider-Man would have to tame him, calm him down, and fight him, and I would happily watch a fight scene between Spider-Man and the Hulk, especially one directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of this movie, who did amazing work in Shang-Chi, and I just think he's going to deliver some really awesome set pieces and action scenes in this movie. I don't know, it's interesting to me, but I remember being a kid and always wanting to see the Hulk and Spider-Man together in a movie. This might not be my first choice, wanting Daredevil and the Spider-Man team up, but a Hulk and Spider-Man team up, like, I think once you really think about it, the science aspect, the big guy, the small guy, the jokey factor that could happen, I'm into it. This could be cool, but I'm still like, what is this movie? What's happening? And are they gonna bring in the Hulk son with a front fade? I do not want front fade son Hulk in this movie. Mama She-Hulk, on the other hand, bring her in. Bring her in. This is why I toss it off to you guys. You see this news that it looks like the Hulk will be the team-up character. Are you happy with this? What are some theories you can come up with? How it'll play into the story? What would you like to see? Anything, everything. Be sure and like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.